Hello friends, as you can see, the screen is stage is set, Legends of Runeterra early 2022 roadmap. So this is a huge update that's coming. It was released on 24th February at 10:30 p.m. local Indian time. I guess this is the first video that I'm doing discussing about the upcoming expansion or update regarding Runeterra. I guess I'm doing this video just because all the content that I upload is basically PvE or player versus event, and what they have done, what at least they have brought out based on this. I will put the link down there based on this site update, as well as in the video that I will put a link of that as well. Is that they have just mostly said openly that player versus event is what they are going to focus on a lot in at least 2022. So what we'll do is we'll go a quick wrap through this update. Then I will discuss about the video that's uploaded on YouTube. I will pin the link below as well, and then I will give you a bit of my views. So hopefully we'll enjoy and find the content or analysis interesting, and hope you like my videos as well, and hope you subscribe to my channel for, if we can put it that way, much more player versus event content that Runeterra or Legends of Runeterra is going to release in 2022 and for the foreseeable future. So first, let's see the article. So stage is set, Legends of Runeterra early 2022 roadmap. So I guess this is just for the first half of 2022. So the second half will have even more things to come out. Just speaks volumes about the huge jump in the popularity of the game as well as the player base of the game. So it's a big year ahead. We highly recommend checking out the video. Yeah, you check out that video. I will post my highlights on the video as well here. So as such, the early 2022 roadmap. March is a major balance update along with infernal skins and cosmetics. April is champion adjustment, major balance updates, and LOR second anniversary free Arcane Jinx and Y skins. That is huge. Then on May, I guess this is the biggest month, at least for the first half. There is a new PvP and PvE expansion, new features, Runeterra Champions, Path of Champions 2.0. That's what they have christened the event, so to say. And then there is the Pulse Fair event pass and cosmetics along with the seasonal tournament. They have a update about the seasonal tournament as well, but I will cover that in the, I guess, in the video, this thing video segment of this. So well, basically I can say it now that they have said that they are no longer going to support the seasonal tournament streams of this. So June is going to be a major balance update and rift quest skies and cosmetics, while July is going to be new PvP and PvE expansion along with expansion event pass and seasonal tournament. So let's see. So the Path of Champions 2.0, Runeterra Champions, yeah, the free skins are there. Next is just the first half, as I said. So second half is going to give much more, and the next expansion arrives in May. So first thing they have mentioned is that the Curious Journey expansion has been extended, and yeah, they have just slowed down the expansion, so to say, but that's all right. The new content is enough to keep everyone quite busy, and no one's going to shout out that there is a delay in the output, as to say. So let's see. So when we released Path of Champions last November, we were confident we were shipping something to the players, but they were blown away by the scale of the mode's popularity. So what we did know, however, was this was just the start of our journey into PvE, and we know that we can do much more with the experience. I guess the biggest thing here is this little thing they have given here, that players have been consistently spending more time in Path of Champion than all other game modes combined, which is huge. And they are colloquially referring to this update as Path of Champions 2.0, and its second anniversary of the game as well. So, well, many new things are going to be coming up now. So let's see. So with this new expansion, we are changing the definition of expansion in Legends of Runeterra. Earlier, the sets were broken into 3 expansions, and they were revolving around just the newest region. But now they are going to be, I guess, spread out over the whole continent as such, and we will have new heroes from different regions and maybe boost related to that. So we love our yordles, but it will be nice to explore more Runeterra as a whole with its expansion. So yeah. So the Runeterra champion is something new here, and the new sneak peek at Jin. So rather than being tied to a single region, the Runeterra champions tend to wander all over the world, and they will have conflicting allegiances, so to say. So basically, first we had got a single region champions, then we had got multi-region champions with Bandlewood, and now I guess we are going to have no region champions as such. So tons of potential to create new decks. The champion adjustment part is quite small. Maybe they are going to make some old champions more, let's say, competitive. What they have said, but that's all right. Last, I guess, second last is the events and cosmetic improvements, but they are going to give free arcane chinks and Y skins for Legends of Runeterra second anniversary in April. So this is something that everyone is going to be happy about. Of course, this new thing is much more interesting for all the ones who have got the epic skins basically for arcade and VN arcade misfortune. Even the champion spells had got special animations. So they are going to do a back special animation on all the old skins that have been released. So yeah, so this is there. What whether you choose to buy premium event pass or not, there are going to be free reward notes or more free reward notes as they say. So I guess this is mostly based on increasing the player base and keeping the increased player base happy. That is not paying as such, but still are helping to make the game much more interesting and vibrant and populated, so to say. So this is all about the article. Next, I will discuss a bit about the video that was released. Yeah, I will pin the link to the video in the link, but you should see the video as well. The total video length is about 8 minutes, and even at the start of the video they have said that they are going to approach PvE much more interestingly in 2022. So as I said in the article, they have mentioned that the Path of Champions was played by more players and all other modes combined, which is much more than 50% of the people are playing the Path of Champions. However, one more important thing they put out in the video is that they have doubled the amount of players playing Runeterra since the mode launched. So this means that the maximum number of new players who have joined the game are basically playing the Path of Champions and not the other modes as such, if that's what we can infer from that. But having a doubling the player base just on basis of one event or one Path of Champions, that is a huge achievement for the game nonetheless. They've also said that they are going to refine single player narrative experiences, which is much more focused on the player versus event, and the new PvE features as well. Maybe they are going to add a few different modes in play for that as well. Of course, regarding the Path of Champions that I am uploading, they have said that each champion is going to have a unique storyline. So this basically means that, and they have also said that they are going to do a progression reset on the path as well. So this basically means that all the Path of Champions that you are going to clear now are going to be reset, and yeah, mostly it means that all the videos I uploaded are soon going to be useless after 4 or 5 months, because that event will no longer be existing in the main game if what they have said is true. So another important thing is expedition draft mode has been discontinued. I have got 68 tokens left, but they have mentioned that they are not going to continue with the expedition mode, so it's better to use all the expeditions tokens as fast as possible. They have removed the weekly limits to that, so we can help with that. So the next is that expansions will have spread out champions. Yeah, that's just that the new champions are going to be from many different regions rather than being just from a single region. So after this, let's see. So I guess I have covered the article as well as the video up till now, and from what little yeah. So continuing with the video, I guess will give you my views on this update according to what I can glean away from the update, so to say. I guess the most important thing is that there has been a huge increase in the player base. I guess that's just one way about to say that there has been a huge increase in the player base, because the PvE format as such, that's the player versus event format, is much more oriented towards casual players than professional players. But as in any other walk of life, there are always going to be more casual players than professional players as well, than more professional players, sorry. So hence I guess this is where Runeterra has decided that they are now going to focus more on the casual players as such to increase the player base. However, if I say that if I draw an analogy, I can draw a football analogy to this. It's more like I play football for 30 minutes, 35 minutes, I guess. After that, me or my friends just stop. We can't play more than that, maybe 1 hour, but in a small ground as such. However, we as a people who play casual football are the ones who actually sit in front of the TV for 1.5 hours, 2 hours, and see the professional footballers play their matches in the EPL or the various leagues, Spanish league, and so on. So this should give you an idea that for the professional sports to be successful, even monetarily successful, they need to have a huge audience, and the audience can come through only the casual player base as such. So more casual player base means that there is a possibility that some of them will move on to the professional player base. However, more casual base is certainly one way to boost your actual viewership of the professional game. And considering the esports popularity and so many esports being played, so to say, having a huge casual player base is important, and that base can only be increased through the player versus event format and not through the player versus player format. So this is, I guess, why the focus is going to be shifting. However, the second reason, if you will be thinking like why should it be that PvE increases the player base rather than PvP or player versus player, I guess one of the biggest things that is a differentiating factor is a sense of achievement. I mean, you will find that there are hundreds and thousands of casual players, or a vast majority of casual players who are languishing in iron, bronze, silver, or sometimes gold steps in the regular league. Now, no one's going to say, or no one's going to feel any happiness or sense of achievement that they are in silver or they are in gold. It is just that they don't have the cards, or don't have the strategy, or don't have the time to grind their way to the top. Grinding their way to the top is certainly an appreciable thing for the player, but it's just that not everyone can put in that kind of effort or time to increase. So one thing this does is for casual players is that there is no sense of achievement in how they play the game. However, and this is where I guess the player versus event and the I guess prizes, or I guess satisfaction that you get from there is applicable. Once you are playing an event, you certainly, if you put in enough time, you are certainly going to reach the end of that event, unless of course you are playing with very hard mode or something like that. So completing an event gives a sense of achievement to the casual player. So like in my case, if I am playing with Timo, or I don't know, Jinx or Yasuo, and I complete the Nautilus level, or I complete the Victor level, I feel happy. I mean, this happiness is not comparable to the happiness that I will get in Gold 1 or Gold 4 or whatever. Even though I will may have required to take much more effort and spend much more time to get to Gold 4 or Gold 1 than I needed to complete the Victor level. So I guess, and the second thing is that once you achieve something, you feel like playing that game more and more, because you're just getting more satisfaction out of that. So yeah, I guess competing in player versus event and finishing the event actually increases the playing time of casual players. Like if you are just playing to complete the daily quest and finishing some 3 4 matches per day, having a player versus event makes you play that 8 matches or 10 matches or spend an half an hour extra on the game, which is quite huge. Yeah, I mean it's no small matter that you are increasing your game time by at least 15 minutes or half an hour per day, which as a cumulative effect is a much more increase in your play time. And you should keep in mind that the player versus event player base will be much higher than the player versus player base, or people who are playing that in such a way. So the third thing I would say related to this is just that the time required to complete the events, even if it's higher, people will put that time in because they are seeing the achievable victory down the road. It's like that old photo or meme, I guess, where they show a person digging for diamonds in a horizontal fashion. He digs and digs and digs, gets old, and when there is just a little bit of digging left to do, he gives up. In this case, you know that there is a bit of diamond in front of you, and you see that it's achievable, and you just keep on digging until you get there, which means that you are digging a bit extra, but you are confirmed for the reward. I guess this is like that Pokemon booster box analogy, where if you take 36 blisters, you don't know what you are gonna get. You may get gold, or you may get plain, I guess, regular hollows, as they say. However, if you take a booster box, you are guaranteed some 5 6 hits, and one of them is going to be an ultra rare or a super rare. So this increases the sales, and this is the same way, I guess. Now, more players play the player versus event because rewards are guaranteed, or at least a sense of achievement is guaranteed that you are not going to get in the player versus player formats. So as you can see, one more thing in here is that if you are playing player versus player, once you reach some ceiling as such, where you are playing 4 6 games, you are winning 3, losing 3, there is no hope of going higher, you just give up playing that mode, because however much time you play, after playing for 3 4 days, you find out that you are just stuck at the same level. However, in player versus event, you are all once you reach halfway or somewhere around that level, you just don't give up. It's more like if you are at the ending stages of the game and you still have got some path left to go, you are going to do an extra effort and try to complete the event rather than just stop midway because you are not going anywhere. Secondly, playing the player versus event or PvE gives you a whole lot of publicity and visibility to the game in the public as well. I mean, you cannot play the PvP with friends or relatives while you're talking, but while you're doing a player versus event, if you are just sitting in a normal social setting with your relatives, with your family, with your friends, you can just take the game out, play 1 or 2 games, reach some higher level, or just go further down the path, so to say. And yeah, you don't require the level of concentration that PvP requires, and this is a huge positive when you are playing in social settings. However, this also means that if you are playing around people, they also go out, they see what you're doing. If you're playing on the mobile, they check your mobile out. If they find it interesting, they will give a shot to it as well. And having a PvE makes it much more easier for newer players to play the game than just PvP. So last point, I guess the fourth point that I would say is, as they have said, they are going to increase the free prize nodes as well, and anything free, and the player base is happy about that. So if there are some, let's say, 3 4 epic skins and one of them is free, yeah, the free players do really enjoy getting that. Now there are views that if you are offering something for free, maybe that it's a short end of the stick for the pay players who are paying or such. One thing that stands out for Runeterra, as does for the League of Legends and others, is that people are basically paying for cosmetics rather than to have a very specific huge advantage in the PvP or player versus event as well. So I guess this is something that won't affect Legends of Runeterra much. That out of 4 special skins, if they are giving 1 or 2 skins for free, there are certainly much more cosmetic skins and powers available for the people who are actually paying for the game. Now I have played quite a few games. I guess the first time I played those online games that had got a player basis and a large player base, and where well, the first one I remember is Blood Brothers 2. That was by DNA, and I think DNA closed down their American arm. So the Blood Brothers 2 was closed down, I guess. I played that a whole lot. I was in one of the top 2 or 3 guilds, I guess. So that's what they were called. And I remember playing that. Yeah, it was a really golden time that I played Blood Brothers 2. I mean, if any of you know, you would know that I'd never got to play Blood Brothers 1 because it was, I guess, it was shutting down by the time I started playing Blood Brothers 2. But there were many people who played BB1 and made money out of the bazaar and then shifted to BB2 and were sad that there no bazaar existed here. So the next game I played, I guess I played a bit of Final Fantasy before settling down, I guess, in the Alchemist Code. Alchemist Code is still ongoing, but for whatever reason I just tried to pull, I guess, ML once she came out, and I was not able to pull ML. I shut the game down off, then I restarted to play, and then Nimul came out, and then I did not get ML nor did I get Nimul, and I just used all my gems. And yeah, I have played a few small card games back, and then I found Runeterra, and I guess I have been playing Runeterra continuously since I found that out. So yeah, that's a bit of history on my side. So while we are here, yeah, as I was saying, free to play, play to pay to play, and I guess one of the people things forget is that you require a huge amount of player base to keep these games successful. If you have got a very few paying players and there is nothing in the game for free players, it just leads to a decrease in the competitiveness of the game, if you can say like that. And once there is less competition, you are facing the same guys again and again and again and again. It's just not what you can say, it just does not bring the same kind of happiness. I mean, it's like if you are doing a running race and you are playing a, or you are running a marathon, so to say, and if you come top 10 in about some 1 lakh people, you will feel happy. But if you come top 10 in just 100 people or just 200 people, maybe that sense of achievement won't be there. And the thing is, as they are saying, as in the competitive format, they are going to focus on the globals. When these 200 people are running, there are going to be 99,000 people in the audience when these 200 people are going to run, and those 99,000 people are the casual players who are going to focus more on the player versus event than they are going to focus on the player versus player. So I guess this is my views on this, basically because I myself upload just player versus event videos. I guess this is like they are now focusing on player versus event, at least for 2022. I mean, if they if they I mean, yeah, they are focusing on this. So if they find out this video, I guess if there is something, they have said that they have kept their ears open, and one thing just that I would make a suggestion if it reaches them is that the rewards that they are going to keep in the current Path of Champions or the revised Path of Champions or all the player versus event, at least not the others, but at least for the Path of Champions, I hope they base that out on the reputation rank at least, because I remember a few like Yasuo or others or Timo. I guess I completed reputation rank 12 or 13 when I defeated Victor, while others like Z or I guess I don't know, V or some other champions, I had to wait till reputation rank 17 or 18 to finish the path defeating Victor. So if there is one bit of suggestion that I would like to put in is that the prizes that they select, if it's based on the reputation rank, maybe it will increase the competitiveness, I guess. So even if you complete the path at say reputation rank 12 or reputation rank 20, you are going to get a fixed reward. But if you give something like if you finish before reputation rank 14 or if you finish before reputation rank 15, there is going to be something extra that you are going to get. I guess this will go a long way in increasing the competitiveness of the player versus event paths as well. So by saying this, I guess I will stop the video right now. Hope you not enjoyed, but hope you, I don't know whether you'll agree with the analysis or not, but hope you felt satisfied watching the video or what, I don't know, for want of a better word. Hope you enjoyed the video. So make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe to my channel as well. So thanks a lot.